for the list.
That does not miss.
Episode 91 of Top Rope Rowdy on YouTube. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just like, hi.
Now let's get started. We're going to do a little countdown here, but we're going to do one per week.
We got 15 weeks of this.
Predictions on what WWE will look like in 2020.
This will go past WrestleMania for me. That's amazing.
15 weeks, it definitely probably will.
Woo!
Number 15 is Shane McMahon will be back in 2020.
With the recent news that WWE will be releasing a Shane McMahon DVD, which I've heard now, since this has been written, that there's taken it off the table. Speculation
Ain't
is
ready to come back yet.
Right. Speculation has risen to whether or not the Boy Wonder, the $1 million Boy Wonder, baby, will return to the company that made him famous. There are two driving forces in this theory. First, McMahon stepped down as the CEO for his own company, You On Demand, in 2010. Just stepping down wouldn't be that big of a deal if we didn't know that Stephanie recently sold a large amount of stocks in WWE. The conspiracy theorist, Jesse Ventura, suggests that the buyer of Stephanie's stock was Shane. They sold their stock to a consortium, and the consortium was me. Woo! Anyway, it does. Anyway, that was the. You remember when Flair came in? Yes. The woo gave it away, didn't it? Anyway, stock was to Shane McMahon, and he plans on making a full return to the WWE in the next year. So here's the bold prediction: Shane will not only be back in the company, but within 5 years will have more control of the company than Triple H. I say this: give them their own divisions. Triple H over NXT. Don't touch NXT, let him have it. Don't mess with NXT, Shane, don't need to touch it. Before Shane left, he was over global advancement in the company. Going to China, going to Japan, going to Europe, going to this, going to that. Okay? And they were getting a lot of strides in that. Okay? So I say give him that back. Let him be over global marketing. Okay? There you go. He's got global marketing. And then, of course, Stephanie with whatever she does, and let her have that. And then, as a group, of course, with the board of directors, they all make group decisions. But you let NXT, let Triple H do his thing. Global expansion, let Shane come back and do his thing. I think they could all be one happy family.
They could be.
If they all just get along.
But that will probably never happen.
Probably not.
But it would be interesting to see Shane come back.
It would be with his white head.
And wouldn't it be funny if he come back and caused Thunder at WrestleMania?
There you go. Hey, I would jump off my couch.
Like pedigree, here comes the money!
Be awesome. Talk about, I'd probably go hoarse, and somebody might be deaf. Because I'm probably going to be screaming and freaking out.
More stuff we write for folks.
I'm telling you, why do we keep doing this?
Up next is 10 shocking WWE superstars fire that no one saw coming. Number 3 this week is Alberto Del Rio. As with any job, some firings in the WWE come out of the blue, and others stem from issues which have been building for a very long time. Yeah, don't be talking about nobody.
That's right.
Read this guy. Awesome call.
That's right.
See, he got fired and he got brought back and he slapped somebody around. So
there you go.
I don't say call
that dude kind of deserved it, though.
Well, maybe Reedy Scott deserved it. In the case of Alberto Del Rio, who went away for a while.
He did.
The wrestling world was stunned when it was revealed that he had been sent packing by the company after an unsavory backstage altercation. Unsavory!
Unsavory.
Now, what if he didn't want to come back? I wonder who they would have given the United States title to.
Right.
Who would have laid down? Who John Cena would have laid down to?
Right.
After an employee made a racist remark aimed at the Mexican wrestler, he lashed out at him by slapping him across the fat face. That's my part. When the offender refused to apologize. Apologize!
Exactly.
See!
Exactly.
While you think that you could have forgiven Del Rio based on why he did what he did, the apparent fear of a lawsuit saw him quickly dismissed. Go away and come back after everything settles down.
Right. Because guess what? That guy quit.
There's been some speculation that Del Rio was going back and forth on whether or not to re-sign with the company, and that this opportunity to fire him somehow benefited the company, but even justified violence like this is obviously unacceptable in the company like WWE and TNA.
Right.
Choking.
That's right.
Can't choke a bitch. After a backlash from fans, The AW Twitter account shockingly addressed the matter by putting the blame on Del Rio for his lack of professionalism. Not very professional, Del Rio. Your hot Latin temper. This was a first, and with Del Rio angrily speaking out about the way the whole thing went down, his return to Hell in a Cell last month came as perhaps the biggest surprise yet of 2015. This may just prove that the WWE will eventually forgive anyone when it's time to do business. Hulk Hogan. Right. But in Del Rio's case, it's fair to say that he deserved another chance given the way the WWE handled the matter at the time.
But I will say this.
You say it.
Isn't it interesting that you fire Hulk Hogan for racist remarks, but they didn't fire the backstage employee who gave a racist remark, who by the way, he was a employee of the, what do you call it, the social media department. Okay. There's many people that I know that could just take that job and just do it, because guess what? All you're doing is posting stuff on social media. So why is he more important to keep around?
Because he got slapped. I think if Del Rio wouldn't have put his hand on him, if Del Rio would have let it be, he would have been fired. Del Rio wouldn't have been nothing said except, we apologize for what happened, and the dude was released. But putting your hands on him, that was the mistake. Cannot put your hands on somebody. That's when you get in trouble.
Sorry, I mean...
Hey, ask Awesome Kong. She put her hands on Reba and now she's
gone. There was
gone.
no racist remark
She probably called her something.
He called her bat crazy because she was daggum screaming and hollering at her. But anyway, all I'm saying is...
N-words thrown out there.
Regardless, okay, he got hit in the face. Del Rio... Del Rio gets fired.
Yes.
But he also said a racist remark. So if you want to get rid of... If you want to get rid of one of them, they should have both been fired. Quit looking at the Super Bowl. They should have both been fired. Because to me, that's the only thing fair. One said a racist remark, one slapped somebody. So you said something racist, you should be fired. Guess what? They did it to Hogan. So the social media guy, who is literally just a desk jockey that types stuff on the internet, should have been fired.
Well, he was gone.
Yes, eventually he just decided to leave. But they probably was pressuring him to be gone.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think they should have both been gone at the same time. It would have been the most fair thing to say and the fair thing to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to move on.
Yes.
To the 13 biggest matches that we should have booked in the 80s but did not. The 80s produced countless classic contests, but they could have added 13 more.
13 more classics, but they didn't. They scared.
Number 13.
They're so scared.
Number 13. I mean, this is great just for being number 13. This could be number 1 right here. This is a great match. Macho Man Randy Savage taking on Roddy Piper. Two of the greatest superstars of the 80s professional wrestling were Randy Macho Man Savage and Roddy Piper. Aside from a couple of house shows and a televised contest from early 1990 that ended indecisively, these two icons never had a high-profile program with one another. Considering the colorful promos and incredible intensity that a feud between these two all-time greats would have likely delivered, this one could have given Savage and Warrior a run for its money.
And a nice WrestleMania match.
It would have been a nice WrestleMania match. And they were both commentators with Vince. Yeah. So there you go, you know. They worked well with that, so they should have worked well in the ring, you know.
And they probably would have.
There you go. Unfortunately, the timing just never worked out as both men were heels at the same time in the 80s, and later babyfaces at the same time in the 90s. The best chance that the company had to book this upper mid-card. That's not upper mid-card. That is main event. Don't tease me. Don't mess with me. That is not an upper mid-card. Would have fallen somewhere around the late 89, early 90 time period after Savage had turned into the Macho King, but it wasn't meant to be, bar that one TV match. Beyond 1989, Macho spent the next few years as a heel battling the likes of Jim Duggan, Dusty Rhodes, and the Ultimate Warrior, while Piper had programs with Rick Rude, Bad News Brown, and Ted DiBiase before both men moved to the announce booth to focus on commentating more than wrestling. Still a mistake, but anyway.
Yeah, because I'd rather seen Savage and Piper.
Well, either way, neither one of them should have been commentating at that time. They weren't that old. Come on, y'all. Fans probably, I mean, do you see John Cena being a commentator? He's almost 40. Oh, let's put him in the commentator.
Let's put him, yeah.
That's stupid. Exactly. Fans probably wouldn't have been given a clean, decisive finish anyway, since Piper rarely did any jobs. And Savage was the second biggest star in the company through 1990, but under a different set of circumstances, this feud could have been special. And then you also got to look at I wonder if they ever had a feud in WCW. Because they were both there at the same time.
They might have been.
Ooh, the list that does not miss just created something.
Because WCW likes to do feuds that didn't take place.
Right, like
Hogan Flair.
Hogan and Flair, right.
Ultimate Warrior Hogan 2.
Right. But they like to do,
Brett Hogan.
Right. But, I mean, and that wouldn't surprise me if they put
Hogan's
the two
a lot of matches in it.
But it wouldn't surprise me if those two got put together.
They were. And the NWO. Woo! Wolfpack.
Right, exactly. So next week on episode 92, we talk more ringside news. Hopefully no bad news this time. I don't like bad news.
Deaths, releases. I mean, jeez Louise. Let's have some
Injuries.
hirings there and injuries, yes.
So hirings and raises and promotions. Let's have good news.
Yeah, let's come together.
That's why I don't even watch the news, because there's no good news.
Come together as one.
Exactly. Plus pay-per-view review with...
9.
I was about to get it. I saw the X. 9, 10, 11, and 12.
4 more again.
Also, let's talk about it.
We're going to talk about the 5 more matches that could be booked for WrestleMania.
5 more, ladies and gentlemen. And,
of course... a total of 10. Could they pull off 10? They need to pull off 10.
They pull off 10. They could. And then, of course, in part 4, as always, you have the 10 shocking WWE Superstar firings. No one's all coming. Number 2.
Get on down the nitty-gritty on that list.
Biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 80s, but did not. Number 12. Plus a whole lot more. We may do another bold prediction.
We're going to do another more. Yes, we are.
And
14.
I'm telling you, very soon we'll probably do another Hall of Fame shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Also, and don't forget, buy, sell, or trade.
Buy, sell, or trade.
Oh, I should say buy, sell, or hold.
Buy,
Yes.
sell, or hold on, like it either way. So either way, I mean, we got a lot of things going on in part 4.
And the PWI 500.
Yes, the PWI 500. Part 4 is always going on, is popping and rocking.
It's a big old list.
It
doesn't miss.
It never misses.
So thank you for watching 91 this week. I can't believe we're at 91.
91.
Who would have thunk it this far?
Who would have thunk
90 episodes since our big one. Everybody hated it. It's
Yes.
on reviews, but everybody hated it because it lasted. So it's an hour. It lasts so long. They
what?
never shut up.
We learned from what we did.
Yes, of course.
And it got better. And you know what? We will continue to do this until we get it better and until we get it right.
That's right. But as always, thanks again for watching. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cow.
And we'll see you next week at episode 92 right here on the YouTube. Thanks again for watching Top Row Reality.